7 billion people inhabit planet Earth. Of those alive today, only a small number will leave a lasting impact. And only the very few will make decisions or take actions that renew their homeland and change the course of history. History may appear to repeat itself for generations, cycles that never seem to end. There have been times of relative peace and times of great tension. While this cycle repeats, the light of prosperity and innovation has burned bright for most of the world. History is always evolving, and there comes a time when only a few are called upon to make a difference. But the question is, what difference will the few make? The past doesn't have to be the future. Out of the darkness can come the light, and the light of hope can burn bright. What if a people that share a common and rich heritage can find a common future? Their story is well known, but what will be their sequel? Destiny Pictures presents a story of opportunity, a new story, a new beginning, one of peace, two men, two leaders, one destiny. A story about a special moment in time when a man is presented with one chance that may never be repeated. What will he choose? To show vision and leadership? Or not? There can only be two results. One of moving back, or one of moving forward. A new world can begin today. One of friendship, respect, and goodwill. Be part of that world, where the doors of opportunity are ready to be opened. Investment from around the world, where you can have medical breakthroughs, an abundance of resources, innovative technology, and new discoveries. What if? Can history be changed? Will the world embrace this change? And when could this moment in history begin? It comes down to a choice. On this day, in this time, at this moment, the world will be watching, listening, anticipating, hoping. Will this leader choose to advance his country and be part of a new world? Be the hero of his people? Will he shake the hand of peace and enjoy prosperity like he has never seen? A great life or more isolation? Which path will be chosen? Featuring President Donald Trump and Chairman Kim Jong-un in a meeting to remake history, to shine in the sun. One moment, one choice. What if?
The world needs now is Trump, Donald Trump. America first is alright again. What the world needs now is Trump, Donald Trump. He's gonna make America great again. Donald Trump.
You are listening to Maga, first news with Peter Boykin. You are listening to Maga, first news with Peter Boykin.
What a great day to be alive in the world. Donald Trump is making peace in the world Not long ago, I had called for us to blow the hell out of North Korea, which of course triggered the left. I just said, Donald Trump, nuke that bastard. But Donald Trump knows better. He knows if you talk tough and hold a bigger stick, you're going to get attention. We went from the president of the apology tour to the president who people call an asshole. But to coin the frame, if you're an asshole, either you get screwed or you crap on people, or you make sure you're one tough asshole. And that's Donald Trump. And that's what he did, folks. He turned the tide. He brought forth a new beginning for North and South Korea. God bless Trump. And Kim Jong, may God have mercy on your soul. And let's hope that you will follow through. And this is Peter Boykin from Maga First News on Maga One Radio, part of the Maga Network. And so we got a few things to talk about today. So it seems that North Korea and state media claim that Trump and both Kim invited each other to their home countries, which is a great way to begin. Now, there was no immediate response from the White House, but the report is that they are both invited. And I'm sure Kim Jong would love the opportunity to be at the White House, where we have sports figures who want a SJW. We've got Robert De Niro, whatever his name is, who's saying F Trump, and people who want the pilot to crash the plane with us in it are crying and mourning because somehow they want us to have us not do well. They wanted North Korea to launch a nuke. What did you want? Liberalism is cancer. It's a disease. And we're not going to take it anymore. And when we get back, I'm going to be talking about some different things about Jack and some chicken and how he choked that chicken. And we're going to be talking about the GOP. I thank you for tuning in for Maga First News with Peter Boykin. But I'd actually love it if Trump would head over to you know where.
China, South China, China. I love China, China all the time. I love China.
Somebody's doing the raping.
I love
Doing the raping.
I love
Doing the raping.
China.
doing the raping.
I love China. No, China all the time. I love China. No, China all the time. I love China. No, China all the time. I love
Doing the raping.
The only raping that's doing good is all the bull crap in this world. It's raping all of that out of history. That's the only raping that's being done.
I love
Doing the raping. Somebody's doing the raping.
I love China. No, China all the time. I love China. No, China all the time. I love China. No, China all the time. I love
Doing the raping.
China. I love
Doing the raping.
no. I love
Doing the raping. Somebody's doing the raping.
I love China. No, China all the time. I love China. No, China all the time. I love China. No, China all the time. I love
Doing the raping.
I love China. China all the time. I love China. China all the time. I love China. China all the time. I love
Doing the raping.
I love
Doing the raping.
China. I love
Doing the raping.
You are listening to Maga One Radio. You are listening to Maga One Radio. Where Maga comes first, where Maga comes first.
You're back with Peter Boykin on Maga One Radio. This is Maga First News, part of the Maga Network. So as I was saying is, I'm real ecstatic about what's been going on over there in North Korea and South Korea and the unification. And I can't wait to talk to my friend from South Korea to see how he feels about it. And I've got a stake in this to make sure that things are great for everyone. Now, I just remind people that even Bill Clinton, back in the old day, was talking about making America great again. And just to remind you of that, here you go.
Hands and your hearts to give me your prayers and your help. I believe that together we can make America great again. And with your help, your heart, your devotion, and your efforts, we can build a community of hope that will inspire the world. God bless you, and thank you very much.
Now, regardless of your feelings for the rapist, which was, or is, Bill Clinton, he still worked with a contract with America, with Newt Gingrich, to make things better. He was also known as our first black president. Then Obama came in, who was supposed to be our first black president. And that didn't work out very well. And meanwhile, while they're sitting there talking about Donald Trump being so-called racist, I'm seeing tweets that are coming from bishops who are calling people C words, other black people C words, and just horrible things. Now, lately, and something that I know has been going on for a long time, Donald Trump has been getting the support for black people for a long time. Now, Donald Trump, every time he's wooing those black voters, he's killing the Democrat Party. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton is literally killing people in the Democrat Party. But that's a different story. So, you've got to be not paying attention if you don't think that Donald Trump's decision to pardon boxer Jack Johnson and to commute Alice Johnson's sentence weren't part of his greater 3D chess plan. Because the Democrat Party is still stuck in some twilight zone that it entered in 2016, in November 2016. Donald Trump is pulling out magic wands and performing magic. I mean, look at North Korea. Look what has changed. And he's doing this right under their noses, while they're too busy going, impeach Trump, impeach Trump, he's a radical, he's a white supremacist, he's a racist, he's a Nazi, oh God, he's horrible, he's an asshole, we hate Trump, and F Trump, F Trump. It used to be to hell with Trump, now it's F Trump. But that's what we got going on, folks. Meanwhile, these people don't pay attention. Not one licking damn bit of attention. I got people passing by me in their cars, flipping me off because I've got a Trump sticker back there. These people pay no attention to the news. They pay no attention to real history. They just listen to talking points. Because I'm going to be the truth. I'm going to be the truth, folks. A lot of these people are uneducated. They don't follow. They don't understand. And how are you going to red pill these people? Donald Trump is doing this because he's doing it the right way. He understands it. He understands what to do. So anyone who thinks Trump's decision to pardon boxer Jack Johnson and commute Alice Marie Johnson's unfair sentence wasn't part of a greater plan is frankly delusional. Which, is most of the liberal party right now. Donald Trump is actively wooing black voters. He's having to triple down on it. He's always been for black people. He's always been for gay people. He's always been for everyone. He's had pride in America. But you know what? It doesn't take a lot to woo black people. The Republicans lost black support a long time ago. Because remember, black people were a major part of the Republican Party. Because this was the party of Lincoln. This was the party that freed the slaves. But then one day, all of a sudden, the establishment took over. And they weren't against black people, but they weren't very much actively talking about black people and black rights. Black people on the same kind of rhythm of gays. If they don't actively hear you doing things and talking things and everything like that, then you can lose a generation. Well, Donald Trump is gaining that generation back. And why not? This is a rebound after 8 years of the great Black Hope, which was Barack Hussein Obama, who sailed all people down the river, who came from Chicago, the same Chicago that every single day people, individuals, black people are getting killed by inner gangs. This is a city that has one of the toughest gun laws. Oh, remember, guns are killing people. We need stricter gun laws. But people are getting killed. Over 1,000 people have been killed in Chicago now. Excuse me. I got the Hillary cough. It's crazy. Donald Trump is looking after these people. He went to Fort Michigan or whatever that was, where they had the water that was killing people. I was like Flint, Michigan. He went there to do something about their water. Have you seen protests by black people since Donald Trump has took over? Do you know how many protests where riots were going on when Obama was in power? Because the Democrats like seeing riots. They like seeing riled up people. They like seeing immigrants, Mexicans, black people, gay people, whatever. They like seeing riots of minorities and gays to drum up support. And then they provoke the small fraction of white people who can't stand it anymore, and then they go out to protest. And guess what? They're white supremacists, and they're horrible. Yeah, some of them are horrible. I wouldn't want to hang out with them. But they use this to play, to keep people on that plantation. And as I was saying, Donald Trump doesn't have to do a lot to woo black voters. He does this by inviting the presidents of some of the nation's historically black colleges to gather in the Oval Office for a photo op and watch them do it because their schools are struggling, are dying. I used to work with someone who graduated from high school in Durham, North Carolina, who did not know how to properly read or write. Durham, a liberal town who wanted and got Obama in and loved the Democrats and voted Democrats. They are getting a little bit better. But they ignored their black people, ignored their black students. So Donald Trump is getting black support by freeing the Johnsons, freeing the history of Jack, and commuting the sentence of Alice. Anyone who thinks that Trump didn't gain some black votes by those recent actions doesn't understand the power of connecting with the disconnected. Look at Kanye. Look what he's doing. He's opening up people's eyes. And if, I know this is a conspiracy, and if you can get Hillary and the Democrats to quit killing off people who will come forward in support of getting away from the disease that is liberalism, then we can make a great change. In Detroit and other urban areas where we can't get more than 14% to 20% of registered voters to turn out for a municipal election, and where many people still love Kanye West, Trump is resonating. Yes, Trump is resonating. He's resonated so much that he even talked about pardoning Muhammad Ali, who actually doesn't need his support. Actually, the Supreme Court overturned Ali's draft evasion convention in 1971, and 6 years later, President Carter did pardon every objector who declined the draft. And they did tell Trump, hey, no need, because a pardon's not needed. But Donald Trump is working to support and gain the much needed vote and woo the black people back to the Republicans. We need the votes. We need the people. We're not just talking about just the votes, because that's the DNC's foil. That they only worry about the votes. We worry about the people. I have personally met many black folk that love Donald Trump because he cares. And that's what Donald Trump is going to do. That is what he's going to do. And this is Peter Boykin from Maga First News. We'll be right back. And we're going to talk about Jack and how he choked on the chicken. And we're going to talk a little bit about the GOP in an ongoing series where I'm going to talk about the GOP a little bit. So we'll be right back after a quick little break. And we hope that you enjoy this.
Simmer down! And I mean it. I got my eye on you two. Put a sock in it. And you over there, shave balls, take a look, 'cause I'm gonna bring you puppets. 'Cause like my puppets, I like my men. No strings attached. From the four corners of Europe, I bring you Rasputin's puppet.
Mama, don't make me put on the dress again. I can't stand the way it opens when I spin. Ribbon bows around my shoulder and I'm only getting older. Mama, don't make me put on the dress again. Daddy, don't make me fancy dance around. Paint up in that makeup like a clown. If I see another stocking, Lord, I swear to God I'm walking, Lord. Daddy, don't make me fancy dance around. When I'm coming home alone for the 100th time or so, it gets harder on my hard-earned money's dime. To the bottle in my basket, will it answer if I ask it? Doing right or am I doing time? Lover, don't make me hit the road again. I can barely feel your fingers on my skin. I've been booking every city, looking sad but looking pretty looking. Lover, don't make me hit the road again. Brother, don't make me tell you where I've been. Running round in circles made of sin. I've been drinking like my daddy, and he ain't never had his last one, had he? Brother, don't make me tell you where I've been. When I'm coming home alone for the 100th time or so, it gets harder on my hard-earned money's dime. To the bottle in my basket, will it answer if I ask it? Doing right or am I doing time? From my home, the more I wish it. The longer I've been gone, the more I miss it. Ribbon bows around my shoulder, and I swear I'm only getting older. Mama, don't make me put on the dress again. When I'm coming home alone for the 100th time or so, it gets harder on my hard-earned money's dime. To the bottle in my basket, will it answer if I ask it? Doing right or am I doing time? Doing right or am I doing time?
Woo-hoo. Let's hear it for Rasputin's puppet.
A green light for a mega merger. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. A federal judge clears the way for the AT&T to buy Time Warner. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal has more live.
Lisa, not only did the judge rule in favor of AT&T taking over Time Warner, but he also said the government should not appeal his decision. He said the government failed to meet its burden of proof. Attorneys for the Justice Department said the merger could lessen competition, that the companies could increase prices on Time Warner content like HBO, or limit rivals' ability to use HBO as a promotional tool. AT&T and Time Warner had argued that in this era of Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon, as more people cut the cord, so to speak, it is they who need help competing. It's expected to open the door to more deals. Comcast said if this deal did go through, they'd compete with Disney and make an all-cash bid for 21st Century Fox assets, Lisa.
Thanks, Jessica. In Seattle,
the bill passes and the chair will sign it.
The city council votes to repeal a tax on large companies like Amazon and Starbucks that would have helped raise money for the city's homeless crisis. The companies had criticized the tax as misguided. Reaction continues to come into President Trump's meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. House Majority Whip Steve Scalise.
To have Kim Jong-un agree to denuclearize is a major accomplishment. There's a lot of work to go to actually see it through, but the fact that the two of them sat together and came to that kind of an agreement, I think is historic, and I commend President Trump for his leadership.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer.
By granting a meeting with Chairman Kim, President Trump has granted a brutal and repressive dictatorship the international legitimacy it has long craved.
Former Vice President Joe Biden says he's troubled by the outcome, saying President Trump has given North Korea multiple wins up front without getting anything in return. Fox News, fair and balanced. A Pennsylvania government worker gets her job back after sounding off on social media about local school bus drivers.
The Pennsylvania Department of Transportation fired Rachel Carr 2 years ago for her Facebook rant in which she said she will gladly smash into a school bus. A department supervisor saying the agency was concerned about being held liable if Carr acted on her threat. A Commonwealth court ordered Carr reinstated, even though judges called her comments reprehensible and abhorrent. The court finding Carr's remarks deserve special protection because they address a public safety concern. Carr also referred to school bus drivers in her post as horrible and scary. Steve Rappaport, Fox News.
Charitable giving in the U.S. last year topped $400 billion for the first time. The Giving USA reports as the biggest increase was in giving to foundations, up 15.5%. An electric car maker reorganizing as it looks to turn a profit.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk telling staffers in an email that the company is making a difficult but necessary move and is laying off about 9% of its workforce of over 40,000, with the current job cuts affecting only salaried employees, not factory workers. This is the company is focused on increasing production of its lower-priced Model 3 compact car. Tesla has struggled to meet production targets and achieve profitability and has been burning through billions of dollars in cash. Musk says Tesla is making the move now so it never has to do it again. And he says there's still a significant need for additional production workers. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
A grand jury in Virginia has indicted actress Rose McGowan on one felony count of cocaine possession. Charging documents say the drugs were found in a wallet McGowan left behind on a plane last year. She says the drugs weren't hers and were planted on behalf of Harvey Weinstein. She was one of the first to accuse Weinstein of sexual misconduct. Weinstein's attorney denies the allegations, calling them a ludicrous claim. Lisa Lacera, Fox News Radio.
Listening to Maga. One radio.
Listen to Maga News with Peter Boykin on One Radio Daily.
And thanks for tuning back in with MAGA First News. And this is Peter Boykin, your host, here on MAGA One Radio. And this is part of the MAGA Network. So, I wanted to go over a little bit about the GOP, but apparently there is a story that I've been asked to talk about, where there's a GOP House nominee who basically doubled down on the anti-diversity comment that diversity is not a virtue. Now, Seth Grossman is a congressional candidate who was endorsed by the National Republican Congressional Committee after winning last week's GOP primary, and he made some comments in April slamming the Democratic Party's idea of diversity. Now, there was a video that was put out, and where he told a crowd that diversity is crap and un-American. Now, at first knee-jerk, you would be like, oh my God, why did he say that? But this was his view, and it makes a little sense. He says, in my view, the best way to bring diversity to the Republican Party is for Republicans to openly say that the whole idea of diversity is a bunch of crap and un-American. The Constitution was designed to incorporate that idea of the Declaration of Independence that everybody is treated equally under the law. Now, what diversity has become, it's an excuse by Democrats, communists, and socialists, basically to say that we're not all created equally, that some people, if somebody is lesser qualified, they will get a job anyway, or they'll get into college anyway, because of the tribe that they're with. And he went on and said, women, African American, Hispanic, they're chopping us up into these different pieces and getting us fighting against each other instead of spending our time saying everybody should be judged by their own talent. Now, with that, folks, that's actually kind of how Donald Trump basically feels. He doesn't really see differences. As much as he's wooing the black population, he's wooed the gays in the past. We're working on some change on that. I'm not very happy about Jeff Sessions right now, or he signed a bill or made a statement or recommendation about immigration. We'll talk about that on a different story in a different day. But really, diversity, I do like diversity. But when the left does not even take the diversity that they claim there is, then what can you do? What can you do? Well, we're going to be right back. I don't have a little bit of time. So we're going to actually go right into the next statement. And this is talking about Jack from Twitter and what I talked about earlier. And then we'll end it with a song, and we'll catch you next week or whenever on Maga First News. Here you go. Hey everybody, this is Peter Boykin from Maga First News. Thanks for tuning in. It's Maga One Radio, part of the Maga Network. So, apparently, Twitter's CEO, Jack Dorsey, breaks under the fire of the LGBTQ, LMNOP, XYZ, sometimes WRP in Cincinnati, Caitlyn Jenner crowd, and he tweeted something about how much money he saved at Chick-fil-A. I retweeted it. I wasn't exactly sure what he was talking about, but hey, I'd rather stay in the graces of Jack, the CEO of Twitter, than be kicked off of Twitter. But in the era of political correctness, and when it's wrong to fat shame others, and it's wrong to shame people based on how sexually active they are, and how many people they've been with, the left social justice warriors have been influential in trying to convince the rest of America that things are wrong and it's apparently unacceptable or acceptable to shame someone on where they eat. So it's not so bad what they do and what they believe in, but now it's pretty bad where you eat. So Fox News had ran a headline that said, Twitter CEO shamed for eating at Chick-fil-A over owner's LGBT views, expresses regret. A lot of people are sharing this story with the American people. The LGBTQ, LMNOP, XYZ, sometimes Y, connect the dots, that I'm supposedly part of. I guess one of the letters must mean for me, but they were not pleased, even though us, LGBT, we eat there a lot. We have songs about it. There's a drag queen talking about chow down at Chick-fil-A, and I know when I go to Chick-fil-A, believe me, half the people that work in there are flaming gay. But that's okay. They weren't pleased with the Twitter CEO
Jack Dorsey, after he tweeted a screenshot of everything that he had bought from the food chain, along with the savings he had made by using a supposedly fast food restaurant mobile app, which might have been something new that they were going to have on Twitter. I'm not sure. Over the last 6 years at Chick-fil-A, it's been a sore topic for the LGBTQ community, because everything is a sore topic, due to Chick-fil-A CEO Dan Cathy, who defended the Christian views that are critical of same-sex marriage. Now, I'm going to understand, I'm not going to say somebody's exactly homophobic just because they believe that marriage of God is same-sex is not traditional marriage in the eyes of God. I completely understand that. If that's how your religion believes, we're not going to be able to change that. And I've always stated that the only thing that the gay population wanted, and myself, was a physical same-sex marriage, but on the eyes of the law. We don't have to have an eyes of the God, so, I don't know why this was ever a big issue. I just don't understand. I understand. We are not trying to change the sanctity of what you believe in religiously. I am actually happy that religions actually will still protect us and keep us from being thrown off of buildings and stuff like that, but I'm not going to sit there and be against Christian values and stuff just because I want to get married same-sex by the eyes of the law. It's up to you, religious-wise, to figure that out. But it seems members of the media and the LGBTQ community have taken offense to Jack Dorsey choosing to eat at an establishment that supports Christian values during the holy month of June, the same month that they've spent like day one going, Donald Trump hasn't given us any attention. Oh my God! Meanwhile you've got Robert De Niro saying fuck Trump, in front of the Tony Awards, where everybody's going, oh yeah, oh that's so wonderful, oh, ooh. You've got the gays are like, oh well, oh my God, we hate Trump. Oh my God, we hate Trump so much. We just hate Trump so much, but oh my God, we gotta get his attention. Oh, why can't we get Trump's attention? Daddy Trump, hey, you've gotta give us attention. We gotta recognize, we hate you, but recognize our mom. Respect us. We don't respect you, but respect us. Whatever. So most atheists and Americans who have no problem turning their back on the Christian faith and everything that goes with it in June June is not just any other month. It's the month of the year that is dedicated to celebrating pride of the LGBTQILMNOP community, just like every other 11 months. I mean, really. Says former CNN anchor Soledad O'Brien was quick to jump on the bandwagon of people giving Jack Dorsey a hard time over where he chooses to eat. Quoted on the social platform known as Twitter, she tweeted, quote, "This is an interesting company to boost during Pride Month, Jack." So, this is when Jack Dorsey's chance to stand straight. He had the chance to stand straight, push his shoulders back, be a man, put his chest out, and be a man as he stood against the criticism of those who support the LGBTQ community. Now, meanwhile, those who run Twitter seem to have no problem showing that they have spine when they censor people like, they did one time where I said something, or CJ Pearson, because he's supposed to be underage and he's now supposed to have some account. I mean, they had no problem doing that. But CEOs of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, lost his spine when he came under the fire from the LGBTQ community. Dorsey was quick to apologize to Chick-fil-A, a business, as he claims that he forgot their background. Oh, the chicken was so good. It was so good. I totally forgot that they're homophobics in their background. Oh my God. But I was mysteriously drawn into the chicken. It's so good. Yeah, gays do that all the time. They eat at Chick-fil-A. Everybody eats at Chick-fil-A. And do you see Chick-fil-A saying, "You're gay! Get the hell out!" No, you don't. You don't see signs outside the window going, "Homosexuals not allowed." No, they love people. They love everybody. Says journalist Jerry Bayer and at least one other person had the same response in a statement that says, what background was he referring to? Jerry Bayer responded to his apology when they said background, meaning they employ 41,000 people, many of whom are the most pleasant fast food employees in the country, serve delicious food at good prices and at amazing speed. That background? Well, maybe he was referring to the fact that Chick-fil-A's late CEO and proud Christian before our Lord and Savior called him home, and what views he had. But apparently in the era of political correctness, being a Christian is a bad thing. Those of us who have been saved and accepted by Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, are expected to value being liked and accepted more than we are supposed to value the principles of our Christian faith. Now, while Jack Dorsey failed miserably at being a man and standing by his decision to eat at Chick-fil-A when he came under backlash from the LGBT community, one man who did not fail at being a man was Chick-fil-A CEO Dan Cathy. In 2012, he must have known that it would not be a popular decision among a large group of Americans when he told the Baptist press that the company was guilty as charged for backing the biblical definition of a family unit. And, you know, like I said, and that's article is on one of our sponsors for Maga One Radio is Halsey News, and that article's up there. I can tell you, between reading news from MagaFirstNews.com and Halsey News, you're gonna get some really unique news out there. And I hope you will check out Maga One Radio, and you'll realize that we're going to have really good music and different things for you. And really, at the end of the day, if you're going to enjoy something, just enjoy it. Quit letting people beat you up over the head about it. I mean, that's all I got to say about it. Now, I don't know if this will come through really quick, but here's a few drag queens who basically talked about chowing down at Chick-fil-A. See if we can get it to load.
We're down for Brooks after taking some food.
You deserve the better version, so here you go.
Will and Bella, Detox, and Vicky. You might feel shame, you're an abomination. We might cross dress, but that's not what's to blame. Making our coins, but it's all for food. We'll do anything, we're down for groups. After taking some dudes from behind, all we wanna score is chicken fried. Oh, someday somebody's gonna make you wanna gobble up a waffle fry. But no, don't you know Chick-fil-A say you make the baby Jesus cry. To the booth, get your pay, even they say yay. So chow down at Chick-fil-A. Chow down at Chick-fil-A, even if you're gay.
Chow down at Chick-fil-A.
Have it your way. Can't take that shit. BK, McD, Subway, all taste the same. You're tired of eating meat that just went blue. Taco Tuesday makes your butt spew. So please don't sue us for libel.
Me neither.
We just want a little meat without your Bible. Someday somebody's gonna make you wanna gobble up a waffle fry. But no, don't you know Chick-fil-A say you make the baby Jesus cry.
For you, Jack.
To the booth, get your pay, even they say yay. So chow down at Chick-fil-A. Chow down at Chick-fil-A.
Even if you're flaming gay. Chow down at Chick-fil-A.
Down to Chick-fil-A, it don't matter if you're gay. I said no mayonnaise. Fuck. Spicy fried chicken may burn whole out stingray for days, but that chicken's worth the pain.
I've seen a rainbow, and on the other side there was a bucket of Polynesians out for me to dip my nuggets in. Why is it because I live my life so gay? I should not eat Chick-fil-A, I'm gonna eat it anyway. They say his promise is true, but what if you are a Jew? They need a kosher meal too, to bring their life to a new. Clothes on Sundays, it is awful, now there's tears in my eyes, no more waffle boys. My only bleeding hope is for the fags that can't cope with the fact that they hate gays, but the food is so dope. The chicken's to blame, like shooting cane into your own vein. What a shame you don't enjoy the chicken for the blame. You'll get missed, but to eat there is delicious when I've got an appetite. I ain't got no pride. We queens are bottomless fists, forever in the drive-thru. Honey mustard on my tits, offer me enough for you.
Someday somebody's gonna make you wanna gobble up a waffle fry. But no, don't you know Chick-fil-A say you make the baby Jesus cry. To the booth, get your pay, even they say yay. So chow down at Chick-fil-A. Chicken chow down. Chicken chow down.
I'll eat up all this shit. That's mine, that's mine.
Chicken chow down, baby.
I don't wanna pass that sauce, girl.
Put it in your mouth, don't matter if you're gay. Just chow down at Chick-fil-A.
Bible thumping bitches.
Chicken chow down.
You're awful.
And this is Peter Boykin from Maga First News. And I'm going to let you know, I'm going to call all you gays for Trump out. We need to go down to Chick-fil-A. And we need to post and tweet about it. And we need to do the hashtag gays for Chick-fil-A. God bless America. Talk to you soon. Peter Boykin from Maga First News on Maga One Radio, part of the Maga Network. God bless. Goodbye.